being that it is the Chag HaGeula, as I mentioned yesterday, the holiday, the Yom Tov celebrating that is, the release of prison from the Mitteler Rebbe. We'll soon have a little biography about him. Let us recite the Tehillim, chapter 55, which contains the words of Pada B'Shalom Nafshi, which has become the traditional song amongst Chassidim to sing during every holiday of liberation, such as Yud Kislev, as today Yud Kislev, and the other days that refer to when one of the Rebbeim were released from prison. So that's chapter 55, because we have over there the words Pada B'Shalom Nafshi. My soul was redeemed in peace. In fact, story has it that Alter Rebbe was notified that he's being released when he was saying this chapter. And in fact, it is also the first chapter of today's date, the 10th of Kislev, for those who say Tehillim according to the monthly basis as established by the previous Rebbe. This is the Tehillim. So Lamnatzeach ben Gines Maskele David. Va'ani yeftach boch, va'ani yeftach boch. That's the conclusion of the song, which means, and I have full trust in you. Let us give some tzedakah on this special auspicious day, praying for the deliverance of all the hostages, our soldiers, all of Klal Yisrael to join Mashiach. Let me give you a brief history about the Mitteler Rebbe. As we mentioned yesterday, he had passed away on the 9th of Kislev, and he was released from prison on the 10th day of the month of Kislev. Accusations, false accusations, but eventually he was released with great honors, in fact. The birth of the Mitteler Rebbe, as his name was, Reb Dov Ber Shni Yuri, was very special. His parents, the Alter Rebbe and the Rebbetzin Rivke, they had 7 daughters, but they had no son. So the Alter Rebbe, who was a student of the Maggid of Mezrich, who the Maggid was a student of the Baal Shem Tov, asked his Rebbe for a blessing to have a son. The Maggid told him he should increase even more in Hachnasa Sochim and welcoming guests, and this way he will merit to have a son. And indeed, a year later, after the passing of the Maggid, the child was born. But what's interesting, the Shabbos before the Maggid passed away, he had deep conversations with his student Alter Rebbe, and he gave him the secrets, the Kabbalistic secrets of how to prepare for the Brit Milah of a new boy. And he told him then, when the boy will be born, you should name him after me. Thus he had the name Dov Ber. The Mitteler Rebbe, after the passing of his father, the Alter Rebbe, he became the leader. He accepted the mantle of leadership of the whole Chabad movement, which he maintained for nearly 15 years, until his passing on the 9th of Kislev at the age of 54. And then he was followed by his son-in-law, the Tzemach Tzedek, as it was called Rabbi Menachem Mendel, and his wife actually was Rebbe Chaim Mushke, same names as our Rebbe and our Rebbetzin. And that's how he became known as the Mitteler Rebbe, in between the Tzemach Tzedek and the Alter Rebbe. Mitteler Rebbe, which means in the middle. But even before he accepted the leadership of the movement, at the age of 16, his father entrusted him with the education of his Chassidim. Brilliant scholar, as he was. Great genius in the Kabbalistic Chassidic teachings. In fact, his father said about him that if he would cut his veins, no blood will be flowing. Chassidic philosophy will be flowing. He was completely, his whole life was Torah and Chassidus, oblivious to everything else, except when it came to help another person. Except when it came to the needs of another individual, he was down to earth. But short of that, he was, today's terminology, spaced out. He was living in a spiritual dimension. In fact, he once told one of his chassidim that his physical illness on his hand, he had a dried skin, was due to the inappropriate thoughts of his chassid. He bought a room in what is called, still today, in Hebron there is a synagogue called Avram Avinu Synagogue. The Mitteler Rebbe wanted to have a room in this complex.